Now, Brian Neiman, Brian Wilson, Mary Catherine Ham, today's newsmakers, and you, the Morning Majority.
105.9 FM.
And AM 630.
WMAL.
6:37 on the Morning Majority on this leap day, February 29th. Enjoy it. Matt Lewis of the Daily Caller is here with me this morning while the Bryans have flown the coop. So we're holding it down without them.
Oh, the Bryans.
I know. They
let us down again.
They missed this big day. Well, Mitt Romney winning in both Arizona and Michigan. Arizona by in the teens.
Yeah.
Michigan just a couple points, but he managed to pull it off. And so now we move forward to Super Tuesday with him in a stronger position. But not everybody's moving forward just yet. Steven Portnoy of ABC News is still in Michigan. How's it going, Steven?
Still in bed this morning. No, I'm kidding. How are you guys? Good morning.
Doing pretty good. So, you were with the Santorum camp last night. What was obviously it's not a fun night in Michigan for them. What was the feeling and what's the goal moving forward?
Well, the mood turned a little sour.
Right.
By the time, it was clear that Mitt Romney was going to win the state. All of a sudden, that lead he had was 3 points, 4 points, became stable, and wasn't moving. We got word that Rick Santorum was going to come down to the ballroom. They started playing this deep orchestral music. The lights went down, and it was all of a sudden this very strange sense in the room of, well, they haven't called the race, but Santorum's coming down to speak, so I guess that means he's not going to declare victory. What he did do was he did not wallow in defeat. He said a month ago they didn't know who we were, but now they do. And the crowd went wild, and he delivered a forceful, almost stump-like speech, talking about the importance of freedom and not backing down, not letting these smart elites manage the country, which is either a knock at Barack Obama or Mitt Romney. And he said the answers do not reside in those in charge. The answers reside in the people, and that's what will make America free. So going forward from here, he is better positioned in Ohio. The Quinnipiac poll had him 7 points up on Monday. He is going to Tennessee today. He'll be on the radio in Oklahoma and Ohio today as well. So I think he's going to try to play in those three states and maybe even more, but one place we know where he can't compete is Virginia.
I wanted to ask you about Michigan, though. The knock was, or the storyline was, that Romney would win the Detroit suburbs and Santorum would do well, upstate, winning maybe union voters, evangelicals. Did it play out like that?
Pretty much it did, Matt. When you look at the breakdowns, Kent County, for example, here in the Grand Rapids area and all the surrounding counties went for Rick Santorum, in some cases by double digits. On the other side of the state, the Detroit area went very heavily for Mitt Romney, and that wasn't really much of a surprise. But what was interesting was when you look inside the exit polls, Mitt Romney did very well with college-educated people, with people who make more than $100,000 a year. He did better with women, and that suggests that he does well among, like I said, better educated, wealthier people.
And women who own 2 Cadillacs are disproportionately supporting Mitt Romney.
And particularly among friends of NASCAR team owners.
Right.
The trouble that Mitt Romney will have going forward, if this is how he performs in his home state, he'll probably win Massachusetts, I think it's fair to say, next Tuesday. But how does he do in Ohio? That's really where Rick Santorum's going to hit him hard. If in his home state, Rick Santorum comes within 3 or 4 points, how much better can he do in Ohio, where Mitt Romney doesn't have a home field advantage? And that's going to be something to watch. The question will be, how does Mitt Romney do in the urban centers, playing to people who are in his base, I guess people who have college degrees now? Rick Santorum said in the last week that it is suggesting it's snobbery to offer the idea that most people in the country should want to go to college.
Well, do you think there's anything that Mitt Romney gained from the fact that this was a tough race? Did he learn anything? Did that camp sort of make any adjustment that they think will work in other states?
What a remarkable moment, Mary Catherine, yesterday morning, when, first of all, the day began with Rick Santorum bounding into crowded diners, right? And Mitt Romney was at a campaign headquarters outside Detroit taking questions from reporters, and one of the things he admitted was the statements out of his own mouth about his 2 Cadillacs and his friendship with wealthy people has hurt his campaign. And the way he did it was so insightful. The question from the reporter was, do you believe these things have hurt your campaign? His answer was, Yes.
Wow.
And then he took the next question.
Well, that's a very straightforward answer from a politician. My goodness. Although I would argue that most Republican voters want to be friends with NASCAR owners as well. That's
fair enough.
It's been a goal of mine for a long time. All right. Well, so moving forward, who are you going to be with? Where are you going to be? And what's the most important of the Super Tuesday states? Is it Ohio for sure?
I'm rebasing in D.C. for a second to take care of some real estate business, but I will be bounding off either, I'm sure, to Cincinnati or Cleveland by the weekend.
All righty. Well, we will look forward to hearing from you in Ohio. I know you have to run. We're going to keep talking about Michigan. Thanks very much, Steven Portnoy from ABC News.